Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to recap the Jets versus the Saints game that just got wrapped up. As you guys can see, the Jets lose 30-9 to the New Orleans Saints, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts because this game was very frustrating, to say the least. I think Jets fans had an idea what was going to happen going in, especially with all the injuries suffered to the Jets offense. But obviously, we want to go in there with some type of positive energy. Let's see something miraculously happens. Maybe we can see some depth from these receivers and they can step up. Next man up mentality. You never know what can happen. But basically, the offense was just atrocious all game long. The defense held their ground for the most part. I feel like the defense did their job. They were not perfect. We gave up 30 points for God's sakes, but the defense did their job throughout this game. In my opinion, the offense was the reason why we lost this game. And I'm going to break down everything I saw in this game from the Jets, special teams, offense, and defense. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate all the support here on Jets Media. And also, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right in. Let's start off with Zach Wilson's day. He did not have a great day by any means. His final stat line is 19 of 42 with 202 passing yards and no touchdowns, no interceptions. This was a really unfortunate, game for Zach Wilson. But I will say, me personally, going into this game, my expectations for Zach was not high because what he was working with around him going into this game, I was like, wow, this is going to be really interesting to see how Zach Wilson is going to be able to play with these receivers. Because reminder, guys, and this is not excuses, I'm going to break down in depth of my thoughts about it, but the offense was without their top two receivers in Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. They were without their top two running backs in Tevin Coleman and Michael Carter, and even throw Austin Walter out there because we find out that he was ill, and we only had two healthy running backs in this game, and we were down our starting tight end and Tyler Kroft. So all those things considered, you got practice squad receivers like DJ Montgomery and Vincent Smith active. We got Keelan Cole, Denzel Mims, Braxton Berrios, and James Crowder as the receivers. What I saw from the offense today was Zach Wilson looked bad, but not only did Zach Wilson look bad, every single player on the offense looked terrible. The wide receivers in particular did Zach Wilson no favors. They were not getting open down the field at all. Zach Wilson was off target all game long. He had so many inaccurate passes. But what I noticed in particular is the timing was off. There was miscommunication after miscommunication. There was no rhythm. That was the issue. We went from Zach Wilson having great chemistry with Elijah Moore in the past 2 weeks to Zach Wilson having to get chemistry with Braxton Berrios, who led the team in reception in this game. But it just felt like the offense was completely out of sync, and Zach Wilson was not on the same page with a bunch of receivers and the running backs. There was a lot of drops from Ty Johnson. There was drops from players, and there was a lot of misfires from Zach Wilson as a whole. There was not really one person to blame on offense. I think you got to blame the entire offense. The offensive line did not do that well at all in this game. Zach Wilson was under pressure for the most part, and the run game did not get going, so they got pretty bullied in the trenches. So the blame, honestly, was going to go on Zach Wilson because he is the quarterback and it starts with him. But nobody else around him helped him out at all. And this was one of Zach Wilson's, worst performance of the season in terms of, completion percentage and inaccuracy. But he did not turn the ball over, which is a good sign. But yeah, the offense is basically was from behind all game. They could not get a rhythm. And the receivers just were not getting open down the field at all. If you look at they showed a graph or a quick little highlight during the game at the end of the Jets receivers trying to get open down the field, and they were blanketing them. You got to give the Saints secondary a ton of credit. There was nobody in the Jets playmakers room that could even get an ounce of separation that can give Zach Wilson an opportunity to do anything. So it was just a frustrating day. But to be frank with you guys, going into this game, knowing that those are our playmakers that Zach Wilson has to work with, I expected a tough day. I expected it. So I'm not really sitting here that upset right now because I expected the Jets to get pretty, inconsistency on offense. And I thought that the only way we get a W in this game is if our defense can have a bounce back performance. And they did so in the first half. The defense held them to 10 points in the first half. And that fourth quarter was kind of like, weird. We gave up that Taysom Hill last minute touchdown, which was terrible. But the defense got a lot of sacks. They held, Taysom Hill to not really do that much, but we cannot stop Alvin Kamara. He's an all-pro, one of the greatest running backs in the league. He comes back from injury with fresh legs, and he's just running downhill on us. The defense has a lot of, holes still. We got a lot of talent coming in, hopefully next offseason to help us out because it seems like the Jets defense has really been inconsistent, more terrible than good, as we know all season long. And another thing I want to talk about, Denzel Mims. What the hell is happening with Denzel Mims? I think this game really solidified the Denzel Mims talk because, his season was very interesting. Going into the preseason, Jets fans were hopeful that he can have a bounce back year number 2. The Jets beat is like telling everybody like Mims is not doing anything good. He's playing with the third team. He's not getting reps. And then Jets Twitter and everybody, including myself, was like, free Mims. We need Mims to get out there. He's a talent. We got to give him an opportunity. And then he had, the COVID and all these things. And now he gets an opportunity with Corey Davis out for the year, with Elijah Moore on IR, with all the injuries we are sustained to the wide receiver room. Denzel Mims has a chance to take advantage of this opportunity. And what does he do? He gets 2 boneheaded back-to-back penalties late in that first half, which caused the Jets to go back like 30 yards. But luckily, we still were able to get a field goal on that drive. Shout out to Eddie Pinheiro, our only positive of the day, a kicker. But then Denzel Mims was benched in the second half because of those 2 penalties. So we ended up getting no production. So Denzel Mims got benched for practice squad receivers like DJ Montgomery and Vincent Smith. That has not played well with the Denzel Mims situation. I've really can say, I'm a big Denzel Mims guy. I really felt like he was a guy to develop into a starter in this league for the Jets. But as of right now, I cannot say with confidence he'll be on the roster next year. After what I saw from him today, he does not look like he's all there mentally. I think the talent is there physically, but right now he is not there altogether mentally. And that's really my thoughts about Denzel Mims. Very unfortunate sequence of events, what's happening with him. And then when it comes to the running game, we got Lamichael Piron making his first big-time performance in this game. He had 7 carries for 28 yards. Ty Johnson, 6 attempts for 17 yards. Zach Wilson was the leading rusher, 4 attempts for 33 yards, which is pretty ironic. When it comes to the receiving, Braxton Berrios led the way with 6 receptions, 52 yards. Ty Johnson, 4 receptions, also had 3 drops for 40 yards. DJ Montgomery had 3 receptions. Griffin, 2 receptions. Keelan Cole, 1 catch. Jamison Crowder, only 3 catches. And then the defense, CJ Mosley led the way with 17 total tackles. But the only positive in this game, guys, is probably Eddie Pinheiro actually getting us 3 for 3 at the field goal spot, getting us 9 points in total. I think Jets fans can laugh at that because we know that we had a kicking carousel for the entire season looking for a real kicker. So shout out to Eddie Pinheiro, our only positive impact of the day. And Braxton Berrios also continues to be a guy that I love, and we got to re-sign him 100%. And then how many sacks did we get? Only a couple. We didn't really get to the quarterback that well. Shaq Lawson, Ashton Davis had a half a sack apiece. Kyle Phillips had a sack, and then Sheldon Rankins had a sack. But other than that, guys, very disappointing performance from the Jets. Going in, I was hopeful that we can get some next man up mentality where we got depth. Maybe Keelan Cole can step up. He did nothing. He got no separation down the field. Jamison Crowder was non-existent. Zach Wilson was missing throws all over the place. It was a really, really rough day, to say the least. So please feel free to comment down below your thoughts about this game, guys. I know it's a rough one. I know a lot of people are going to say in the comments that fire Robert Saleh, draft a new quarterback, Zach Wilson's a bust, fire Ulbrich. I know all those takes are comments, so let it loose in the comments. You guys are feel free to feel however you want on this channel. I understand the frustration is real right now for the Jets, and we're now 3-10 on the season. So, guys, I appreciate all the support on Jets Media, even though it's been a rough season. We got 4 games left, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go Jets as always, and I appreciate the support. Peace out, everybody.